All right, guys. So I just want to give my opinions on this Lord of the Rings controversy that's been plaguing the trailer. So apparently, a lot of people are up in arms about there being minority. When I say minority, I mean black representation of Lord of the Rings, because a lot of times when people say minority, they actually mean black people. All right. Now, I would normally have an issue with there being black representation in Lord of the Rings if they actually included everybody else. If they actually included Asian Americans, if they actually included Indian Americans, if they actually included Latino Americans. And when I say Latino Americans, I mean Latino Americans who actually look like, they're particularly from South America, brown Latino Americans, not white Latino Americans, all right? So, but unfortunately, the representation of black people in the media over the last 25 years have gained a significant degree in a ratio that's not ratioed to their population in America, while everybody else took a back seat. And everybody else, I mean other minorities like Asian Americans, Latino Americans, Indian Americans, Arab Americans, etc., etc. All right. And over the last 2 years, ever since the whole BLM thing, I'm seeing more and more black people represented in the media while everybody else is taking a back seat. All right. And I'm talking about in general. And I'm seeing like a lot of other stuff. I'm seeing a lot of other representation, like black dudes and white females and like virtually everything. And I'm like, bro. So essentially, you guys had like 25 years of manipulating white women, and it's just propaganda that's increasing that interracial couple of interracial relationships. But so that propaganda begets propaganda at this point. All right. I wish that they actually, represented other interracial couples a lot more, like Asian dudes and white women, like Latino dudes and white women, like Indian dudes and white women, etc., etc. All right. Unfortunately, the powers that be in the media have bowed to that whole BLM trash over the last 25 years, which I personally don't support, because this is a country and it should be fair for everybody in this country. And the media shouldn't be a propaganda machine for black people and Jewish people and white people. It should represent everybody, regardless of what percentage of the population exists. Latino Americans have been the largest population in this country, the largest minority population in this country for the last 2 decades. There should be more Latino American representation than black representation. All right, there should be a lot more Latino American representation than black representation if everything was fair. Unfortunately, black people and the civil rights advocates and even Jewish people have gone out of their way to promote black people because of the whole entire white guilt situation that exists. And I think that not only is it unfair, and I'm not actually looking at this as a jobs thing. It's not a job thing for me. It's a propaganda thing. All right. The media essentially sets the table for social interactions. It influences society to the point where, like relationships that you guys didn't see 25 years ago now exist because of the media. All right, 25 years ago, the big joke was if you saw a black dude with a white woman, normally she's fat and ugly. All right, white women did not go for black dudes back in the day, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. All right, over the last 25 years, with black culture, with Obama being elected, with with the constant medium bombardment of hip hop and constantly casting white women with black dudes, it's constantly it's been constantly being used as a propaganda machine. It's feeding, it's putting the seed, the mental seed, within the population, and I wish that they actually did that for everybody instead of this, because it's propaganda. There's an inequality. It's a social inequality that exists because of the media, all these images that get created by the media. All right, I've always said that the media have created a social caste system for the last 25 years that should not exist in a fair society. It should not exist in a fair society. All right, certain groups are branded positively. The blacks are branded positively, and there's virtually no negative branding of black people. There's virtually no negative branding of Jewish people because they consider that to be racist. However, there's been a time, like for the last 25 years, where every single casting of Asian Americans, particularly Asian American male, has been just negative branding. So this is all about branding. All right. As far as this trailer is concerned, as far as this show by Amazon is concerned, I personally don't care if they represented all minorities equally. All right. I would have a problem with this if all they did was put black people as in this cast and not include Asian Americans, Latino Americans, everybody else, Indian Americans, all right? Because they've been putting black people in virtually everything that's white or Asian or whatever, and that's beyond. The only thing ridiculous about that is they don't do that for every other minority. That's the only issue that I've had for the last 25 years. And if they're not going to do it for every other minority, they're not going to be inclusive for all minority groups, Asian Americans, Latino Americans, Indian Americans, Arab Americans. If they're not going out the way to cut that pie up and include everybody, then I would have a problem with it. They should just keep that all white if that's the case. If that's the case, then they should definitely just keep that all white. They should not be just doing a white-black thing. No. All right, they should not be doing a white-black thing. All right, any casting of multiracial people in these pieces, in these movies, where the story, as written by the original author, was of just white people. If they are going to give representation to non-whites, they should give that representation for everybody. All right, they should give that representation for everybody, and not just black people. Okay, it's ridiculous. It's harmful for society. It's harmful for society because it creates imbalances in society that should not exist. It creates imbalance, and it's been creating imbalances in society for a good 25 years now. All right, you're seeing imbalances in society and relationships. You're seeing imbalances in society of how people treat each other. Now that's been diluted a bit because of SJW, because of social media, because of YouTube, where they have no control. They used to have no control over, what videos they push. All right, these days they're pushing certain videos to be up on YouTube and stuff like that. There is a political element to it, but still, it's a lot more fair overall as far as the media is concerned if you actually include social media, SJWs, and all that stuff. But that's my opinion.